Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to From the Fog Mystery House. Last time we made a lot of progress in a very short amount of time, expanding the house not only in terms of weirdness, you guys have also gotten really involved in a big way. Not only did I end up taking several of your long-standing suggestions for things we should build, such as the library and the garden, but you also contributed things like fan art, which exploded after showing it at the beginning of the last part, and some resource packs. So if we remove that painting, hang on. Oh, look at that! Okay, we just gotta find the right spot to put it. Thought I'd just drop that directly into the fire. Wow, it's kind of funny how this actually serves as kind of a map for where to place things. There we go. Oh, that is so cool. Thank you. And you weren't the only one who contributed. Gold Knight Production, who created the Splatterhouse map I previously explored and made the Liberty portrait in the previous series, gave me a new command to try. And what Gold Knight's given me unfortunately doesn't work in this version of the game. It works in 1.21, I am on 1.20.1. But we can load up this test world and just see how it works. So let's go like that, paste in the command. Maybe if we redstone it. Summoned new cow. What does... Oh? Oh, is that a Roomba? Excuse me? You can do all this with commands? Oh my god, that is so cute. Oh, imagine having you roaming around in the areas with the ash falling. You could pick up stuff like that. Hang on, wait, can I spawn like a whole bunch of you by doing stuff like this? Oh yeah, there you go, the whole fleet. I wonder though, if these are based off of cows, could we breed the Roombas? In fact, they give birth to cows. That is so funny. Oh my god, 2 seconds in and we're already gaming the system. Yeah, it's unfortunate that we can't use these in the main save, but it's still really, really cool. God, I'm so impressed with what people are able to do with this. That painting is changed. I suppose it is a retexture of existing ones, which is perfectly fine. We've got some nice Rurex going on, the rural counterpart to urban exploration. That is creepy and cool. You just see that door move a little bit? So right now I'm just kind of working on my little subterranean maze, because I really don't think this house is convoluted enough. Not nearly as convoluted as it should be, so we're just kind of making a whole area underground dedicated solely to being incredibly winding and nut-jobbian. That has to be one of the creepiest things in this mod for me. I mean, I had gotten almost used to the running footsteps noise, but the fact that these days it can actually just be that slow, plodding pace, you know? Creepy enough because you think you're alone in here, but then you remember that just nothing sounds like that in this game. There is never a time where anyone moves that slowly and, more importantly, more realistically. It's actually as if a real person is somehow walking around in here. I do so love getting to just walk around and observe my own work, you know? But I guess that's kind of the appeal of Minecraft. It's a story that builds from nothing. Every Minecraft world starts exactly the same way, more or less. Maybe a little bit of inspiration from what you see around you. But beyond that, you kind of forge your own path. And no two games are the same. Oh, look at that. Ivy doesn't just spread downward, it actually does move across an entire wall. Okay, we are going to be making much more use of that stuff. It means we're fancy. But if we were to come through here, hang on. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're gonna have to start making considerably more use of carpet, especially since we definitely have the means now. So give me all your bone meal. By the way, some of you guys said you can get white dye from bone meal. That makes things substantially easier for us in the fire suppression department. It's still extremely annoying because nobody freaking told me that before then. Like, that's one of the issues I have with Minecraft, is that you need the wiki to play it. Hang on. Down here, we're gonna want to really carpet this up, because you really don't want bad guys spawning in these dark, narrow corridors. And I think a good first place to sleep down here, since we do not want to risk burning down the storage just above us, is right here in this well. Part of me wants to have a red carpet in here, but I also don't really want to be too close to the fire with this stuff. Seems very, very dangerous. I just need a couple of pieces of glass pane so that I can finish something down there, and we'll get to bed. Man, I don't know what it is. Well, I mean, I do know what it is, but as soon as I show fan art in any given series, that's when it really takes off. That's when the interest just explodes, and I get a whole bunch of new submissions coming in overnight. Here's one more way we can kind of mystery house this thing. So you have these doors here, which lead to a hallway, which lead straight out the other side. A pointless parallel hall. Oh wait, I think I also added something else. Don't remember if I showed it in the last one, but here we have a side room, a stairway, again to nowhere. And this is the kind of thing I feel like has been lacking for the entire series. We are getting a ton of legitimate rooms that we can sleep in out of this, but still a lot of just empty space. Now, I'm trying to think what our next big goal should be. We definitely want another big expansion out here. Seeing you through the glass there was real spooky. I feel like we definitely have to have some secrets in this library, right? Some of you have told me that I can kind of slab this up and maybe that will prevent the light from getting in the way it does. So we could try a little bit of that. Let's see. Not working correctly. We could do it with stairs, but I think we don't have room for that. Alright, now that there's a bunch of new cows, let there be fewer cows. And a single jump stump seems to do you quite well. I would actually kind of rather do this with Poombas in the Nether, but I haven't seen any in a while. Maybe I'll have to try some more. Either way, we've got enough for a few books. That's really inefficient for the amount of time it takes to get them all. At least we got some good food out of it. There's our sort of basement window to down below. Kind of like having stuff like that. But I sort of like the idea of having a small exit from the library that, you always startle me, that goes out into a much more major part of the building. So I think that's what we'll start building along this area, and then this will be more enclosed courtyard. I'm really hoping we can start to get some somewhat better enchantments going. But if we place a bow on there, we can get power too. Yeah, I mean, why not? So we'll take that, and let's start seeing about our armor. Again, starting from the chest piece. So we'll put you on, and we can get fire protection or just protection. Let's get fire protection, because I plan on going back to the Nether very shortly. And legs... Oh, wait. I mean, we can unbreaking this all we want, but if we can get, like, feather falling... no, might as well get projectile protection. And as for you, Iron Helmet, respiration... I'll just take projectile protection again. There we go, a whole lot of projectile protection. We even got unbreaking with that one. So basically, skeletons aren't going to be doing very much to us anymore, which is a good thing because they're probably my chief source of damage. Also, some of you have been telling me, I think you can look through the scope of the telescope. You cannot. It's just a little bit of, like, no draw on the inside there. Like, it's got 3 dimensions to it, but it doesn't actually seem to work. I've also had a humorous idea, you know, just a little funny. There we go. Yeah, watch that last step, it's a doozy. It's getting late, and we haven't really built anything up here in a while. I had forgotten how pretty it was, but this has kind of become a forgotten part of the house. So maybe we'll want to start expanding in this direction, especially since it's such a pretty one. Oh, and we're also going to have to put an attic onto these spaces. Maybe we'll just leave little remnants like this, you know? Yeah, like down there. Little remnants of the constant battle it is to keep this place standing. You know what I haven't looked at in a while? I mean, what's the point of these Winchesterian weirdness things if we don't actually use them once in a while? It's been far too long since I tried to use the tunnel. Yep, and yep. Yep, just cleaning out the pipes here. Ah, see, we didn't put it back together correctly. This is why we need to do inspections. Wow, there's just something about this lighting, huh? Seeing that door to nowhere, seeing that view out over the lake. Evening rains, they're just so perfect for scary stories, you know? It makes this whole place feel all the more lonely. But if we were to add more rooms, where would we build them? I'm thinking probably out in, like, this direction through the middle, right? What was that? Maybe lightning. Hopefully lightning. I'm not dealing with that tonight, though. I think for tonight, it's better if I just take a ride downward. There we go. And we'll sleep in our underground expansion again. Whee! God, this is honestly one of my favorite parts of the entire house. It's so childish, and I love it. But this is kind of the thing that I always wanted from this. It's the traversal through the house at night. It's having to go from point A to point B and not knowing if you're going to see something as you round a corner. I hear that thing out there. Oh, it may be a dark and stormy night, but it may be our best bet to try and find you. It actually just might be. Alright, now. I hear it. And I don't believe it'll disappear through glass. I'm trying to see you through the window, but it's just not gonna work that way, is it? What if I climb the ladder up to the roof? Could you be there? I got you! You were there, but you reacted to me zooming in, almost as if I was getting closer. Black and white film, who knows if I actually got you, though, or not. Like, if you'll actually be discernible. Look at the way those lightning flashes just illuminate the hills all around us for a split second. And I feel like a crazy person, you know, being the old man with the candle who climbs up onto his roof, chasing laughs in the darkness, trying to get a photo for his scrapbook. Alright, let's get back down there and try to get some sleep, or... honestly, why should we? If anything, I think now's the time to try and stand in front of the fire, try and calm ourselves, dry off. With maybe a little bit of unwanted company. But maybe you guys are representative of the eyes on the back of our head, you know? Just don't look. Just don't look. And sometimes the temptation is hard to resist. Still take this in, you know? Sitting in front of the fire, hearing the rumble of thunder outside, trying very hard to avert my eyes from what I know is in the shadows behind me. You know what this needs? This needs seating. There we go. Actually, I think at that rate we don't even really need the signs. If we take off our armor and everything we hold in our hands... There we go. Look at that. We can see you just staring behind us. That is so creepy. I really don't take enough time to just appreciate the atmosphere of this place sometimes, you know? I'm always trying to get something built or get straight to bed. This is what it's all about. I mean, we've spent so much time building the mystery house and not nearly enough time living in it. Oh, it's the... I think there's a rose out there. Yeah. God, that actually really creeped me out. I looked up and I was like, did I place a painting? And then I realized it was a shadow. And then I remembered what's out there. That was Gadzooks Mad Spooks. But new day, and new builds should begin now. What if the entrance to the attic of this building was just like right over... I don't know, here or something. Like, what if we just went like you, and then you. I think there's potential in this. Looking at this now, it may actually be wise to build this attic so that it goes kind of over to here, you know? Make it so that we can come all the way to this space and climb down here. Just a little bit of a revision to where we're placing this thing. You still have to climb up here, but now there's a ladder in the corner, which brings you up into this space. Well, let's just fill that in, and we even have a nice little Batman Arkham Asylum perch, where we can climb out on top of the gargoyle and look out over our garden. I simply couldn't resist. And finished. There we go. And there we go. Maybe we'll even open up the other end just a bit. And what would be the best way to do that? How about you? And then have it be out one more on the opposite side. And now we have our window. Oop. I don't know if that was a cave noise or if I saw something, but we can drop all the way down here. Sometimes these traps are useful to me. Time to return to our catacombs once more. I suppose choose another room in which we can spend the night. I mean, it's good to be able to shop around for options. We could even use the attic we just built if we wanted, but I'd like for that to have some more internal spaces. X shows we've already been in here. We've been in here? We have not. We've also not finished in here. Oh, you're down here. You never know what's going to be behind a door in this place, but I suppose for tonight this will do. Oh, you're what's keeping me from sleeping. Yeah, there is a fish in my percolator. Goodbye. Alright, now maybe we can get some sleep in. By the way, I really like now that there's glass over here. Initially that faced outside, but now it frames up my logo even when you're not looking for it. Which is just good branding. Today's plans involve building off of this side right here, which is something I've been putting off for a few days, but now we've got tons and tons of oak. Two can play at that game, and I'm basically immortal compared to you, bud. Nope. There we go. Didn't even need to test my awesome armor against you. So, whatever we're doing in here, clearly it's all going to need carpets. This is going to be a very dark and enclosed little mini maze, and the plan is actually to head it out into an even bigger maze. Hi. I was so focused on getting these things and I didn't notice you there. You know, it's been a while since you've observed construction like that. God, this is... It's not a complicated maze or anything. It really is just a convoluted line. And it's the idea is that you can enter multiple areas with it, but I gotta say, it's really eerie. Eerie, even just walking through it before it's completed. And eventually this will lead out onto our other side of the garden. Now, we can sort of form the outer edge of where we want this house to go. So it's mostly going to be diagonal, I think, until it comes about to this wall over here. And in this case, we're actually kind of forming a reverse courtyard, where we're starting with the outside and working our way out. I think we just watched the seasons change before our very eyes. Amazing the things that happen. But yeah, we actually have... Once we can get the rest of this stuff going, some more stairs, our underpass has become a reality. Sometimes you really do just decide to bully me for a while, don't you? And I'm not gonna lie, this place does look legitimately pretty come the fall. I was starting to be a little disappointed how we built this place and then suddenly it was all gray. This actually looks pretty appropriate, doesn't it? Back down in the mines. I'm actually thinking that now is the time where I'm gonna start carving out a couple of rooms down here. I do like the idea of having a subterranean base, and well, at a certain point, the trade-off to living down here is not the vulnerability to fires, but rather the having to stay down here to immerse ourselves in this ambiance, which is not going to be the most fun of things, even in the best of times. God, you know, it's just like From the Fog itself, where every time I try to show off mods in this series, I end up just thinking, I'm going to be playing with this forever. Like, this is all stuff that I wish were in the base game. There's another cave right here. In all reality, really, I'm here for andesite. I need some more for the garden statues. I think we found the way to the main cavern. And it seems like the stuff down here actually is affected by the seasons, oddly enough. You would think it would be quite insulated from such effects. But I guess it doesn't matter now. Yeah, there's the lava pool where we've taken some obsidian from before. Alright, well that's it. We've finally did what this original purpose was. We've connected to the main shaft. I'm trying to think of what it is I'm actually gonna do with this space down here. And my current prevailing idea right now is, who's to say a mystery house can't have a man cave? I mean, a literal man cave in this case, thus making it the ultimate man cave. You distinctly waited for me to place something to make that noise. Let's try and get some sleep. The door sounds are very different when there's nothing to accompany them. Not what I meant. Oh, I saw something moving down. Like, that was horrible. I look down and I just see something cross in front of the light at the end of that tunnel. What is going on here? Like, every once in a while, I'll just come upon a single burned block in a place where I always am, but is nowhere near a bed. Oh God, I just remembered. Remember when we tried building a bed inside the photo developing room, the dark room? Could that potentially happen all the way from below the earth? I mean, it's entirely possible that it spread upward through this just due to poor insulation. But now I'm watching this like a hawk. It would happen somewhere in this vicinity, I guess. So this is something that's going to have more meaning once there's more stuff over here. But we could enter the garden through this way, or we could take the now completed entry maze. Excuse me, there is no fighting in the library. So we gotta go wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And then there's gonna be stuff over here, and then wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And out here. There, wasn't that worth it? Now, where do we go about placing these guys? I think probably right here on the edges, right? There we go. And then we'll do the same on the opposite end. Still gotta get those stairs in. Boop. And boop. And we've got some more gargoyles as well. We might as well stash a few of them outside, right? And I guess it doesn't really much matter where we put them. Let's do right down there in the middle. I sort of like how it's not exactly the same as the other one. Like, this is a much smaller, more cramped corridor. More like an alley, really. And yet it still feels so overgrown and ancient. Again, once all this stuff starts growing over with moss, it's going to be even better. Like, you walk through here, and it feels a bit safer, but it feels like it won't be for long. Like anything could be hiding in the grass. And with the lion statues, it almost feels like they're crouching in the grass, just waiting to pounce on you when the moment is right. We've got to get some lighting going in here, so we need something to hang glowberries from. This has always been a little bit aggravating to me, having these open windows that cannot be closed, so I think we'll open this up and have this be sort of the first entrance to a new hallway. Excuse me, sir. Are you here for the grand opening? You're a little bit early, I'm afraid. Yep, that's what we do to people who show up early. I'm kind of wondering what we should ultimately end up doing with this pond. Because it seems wrong to just get rid of it. There is a ton of the plant that I was looking for right here. Well, anyways, I kind of want to think maybe we should incorporate this into like a swimming pool or something. Like maybe that could be something we could do. Well, that doesn't sound good. That sounds like something tried to be very mean to me just now. Oh, yeah, procuring resources is not fun at the moment. Oh my god. Like, oh my god, really? Oh, you can get in through there. Well, let's hope your buddies don't figure that out. Huh, maybe there is something to this bow. We are actually running way low on time, but I kind of can't wait for the sun to rise because I'm pretty proud of what we built back there. But I really, really need to get back to my bed and possibly find other sleeping arrangements for the night. Honestly, it's like finding a spider on your pillow and then not having it there when you come back with a shoe. You just kind of have to abandon that part of the house for the night. Let's say we get something going across the hall here. The use of tools when mining is so difficult is actually going to be a pretty big roadblock in the way of building down here. Like, don't get me wrong, some of you are saying that it might be kind of cheesy to build into the mines, but it really just presents its own challenges. Up there, we have to deal with fire spread. Down here, we have to deal with carving out each individual block we want to occupy. It's gotta feel like a nightmare, huh? You spend so much time sleeping in the house you built up above that when you wake up in your bed and realize you can't hear the birds, step out into the hall and just see darkness, that's gotta be disorienting in more ways than one. Oh, right. How could I have forgotten about our secret little hideaway I kind of like the idea of actually expanding this a lot, like a real lot. Like having a whole hidden section of the house that only exists if you go through there. I mean, after all, it's right across from the hall, from the stairway that leads to a floor that exists but doesn't actually connect. In any case, I am actually really proud of this hallway we built, and I want to see what it looks like by daylight, because I think it's going to be really cool. Oh right, we have to go through here. This is one of those ways that it's changed that I'm just going to have to get used to. We need to get some stairs right here to fill that gap. But yeah, just the idea of it being like kind of lumpy and uneven around the edges, you know? I think right here, I don't think we can build much along this edge, so maybe we'll just do windows. I definitely like the idea of having spooky portraits directly across from the spooky windows. Problem is getting everything to actually display correctly. Like, I really wish you could choose what sort of size you wanted. Oh, we can do stuff like that. Yeah, that's more like what I was thinking, you know? Vertical ones directly parallel to this. Well, I suppose that works as well. And you in the corner. Now, some of you had pointed out that this texture right here is actually a Super Mario 64 one, just low-resified. In fact, it's one that I dealt with quite a lot in the most recent B3313. Anyways, we can just go like you, and you, and that'll be all. This hallway complete. Ah, get out of here, Junior. I didn't think you'd actually do it. Oh, okay, there you go. Alright, let's just stomp him to death with a shovel, it's fine. You know, I hadn't actually looked at the new view from this room before. That's the cool thing about an ever-expanding house, is that everything is always changing all around you. Okay, I'm gonna go fix that stair because it's gonna bother me forever. I was gonna build a pathway leading out here, but I sorta like how easy to miss this is, you know? The fact that it goes right down under this lip, it makes it kind of hard to see from that angle. And through here, we can look into that foreboding hallway of portraits. I sort of like how, like, there's a lot of connectivity to this house, but there's also times when you can be literally looking straight at something, and it's a whole convoluted mess just to get there. I actually realized at a certain point that this place has no kitchen, which is sort of strange, so I'm going to try filling it out with these things right here, and we can easily just go to the nether and make more kitchen tiles if we need to, which is, you know, just one of those unique situations that this game forces upon you. I also sort of like the idea of having like a little pantry back here. I actually toyed with the thought of having it connect straight into the fireplace, but then I figured that's just asking for bad things to happen. I hear you. I hears ya. Yeah, no, you are actually... You never did this before, and now it seems like you're very deliberately avoiding my gaze. There we are. Now we've got our kitchen, our pantry back here. And all should be good. The only thing we're missing, I think, is a couple of windows to fill this out. There we go. Nice view of the lake. You know what? I think I've just come upon my big project of the episode, and that is going to be turning this into my personal swimming pool. So in order to do that, we really need this area to be like a hard wall right here. In fact, I think this would make a pretty good observation deck like so many pools have, like at a rec center. There we go. There's our observation window. Now the problem is that this is really going to require a lot of stone. whole lot of coal as well, meaning it's going to be a lot of iron and a lot of smelting. I don't trust it. I don't trust the kitchen not to burn down. I know the floor, I know, but, like, the rest of it isn't. Yep, that's what I thought. You know, good thing I came when I did, huh? Good thing I came when I did. And good thing there's not really too much for you to spread to. Oh my god. You know what else is the good thing about having a floor like this? The room holds its shape. Of course, not if you manage to jump like that. I did not have time to switch to the fire extinguisher. It wasn't going to happen. From this, we can conclude that fires started many times during all this. It's just that they were immediately put out by the suppression system. Like, if we get all of this, yep. If I had stayed away for longer, this would have been much, much worse. Thought you were a zombie. Suppose that's the point. Just trying to lay the foundations here. Although I'm starting to shop around the idea, just because of the resource costs, of just kind of leaving this mostly partially sort of outdoor. I'm still not entirely sure how it's going to get done. For some reason, the further away, the worse it is, and the fact that it's the middle one... It's like I can feel myself being beckoned. We need to get back into the mines again. Like, we're just burning through this iron so quickly. I'm always so happy at how much we found. But at least things are getting a bit quicker and easier now that we've organized. It actually reminds me a lot of that mini horror story, which says, in the years I've lived in this house, I swear I've closed more doors than I've opened. But, yeah, no, I've decided I'm 100% going to commit to making this the best enclosed swimming pool possible. I'm not going to do this the lazy way, so this wall's got to be built. Where are you? Oh, we gotta avoid looking at you directly. Maybe you'll come to me? I think that's the best we're gonna get. Okay, now that right there was a victory. Now that I've retrieved my fire suppression gear, I think the best course for right now would be to sleep in the attic just to buy us some time. But man, like, what even is this place, you know? I've experienced this weird phenomenon with this where I feel like I conclude every episode with a pretty good mental map of this place, and I really feel like I know it. But then I make all these changes during the course of an episode where I feel like I see all these rooms that just don't make sense. It's like seeing pictures of a childhood home and seeing rooms that you don't remember, you know? Seeing spaces that weren't there before, even though you should have, like, you should know it like the back of your hand. It's just a really, really weird feeling, especially since this is something that has only existed for a couple of weeks at all. Okay, what have we got in terms of stuff? Actually, can we do this? Can we do this? Because I think it would be really cool. Oh my god, we can. Okie dokie. Yep, there we go, sleeping on our perch right above ya. Now that is funny. I love this a lot. I'll tell you what though, I'm actually not 100% sure about this setup, so I'm going to test it. There we go. I just wanted to make sure that the smoke detector would be able to do its thing. Oh, and this has been on for a while, but I forgot to mention it. One of you actually suggested that I could use the, like, advanced F3 or whatever, F3H, and now I can see the exact durability and stats of a lot of things. Like I said, it's been on for a while. I don't think I remembered to mention it before. Just in amongst all the other cave dust, I know I just saw those glowing eyes that I'd recognize anywhere. I'm kind of curious to know... Yeah, it will activate on spraying the lava, but it doesn't actually do anything to it. Not that you would expect it to. Oh, wait, actually... I spy a slime. God, these things are so friggin' rare. I need your goop. Thank you. I need your little goops. Oh, God. With everything else coming in, that's an issue. Die. 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 I wonder if it's possible to actually farm these things, you know? Become like some kind of slime rancher. Oh, wow, are you done already? Wait, we need to add some more stone. Yeah, I'm actually not sure what I'm gonna floor that room with. Maybe the floor of the pool can be calcite. Yeah, there's an idea. I was thinking of something that's, like, nice and brightly textured like the rest of the room is gonna be. Like a pool should be. Meantime, I can't think of a better place to spend the night expanding than right through here. Right through here. There we go. The trick is that it's right across from the stairwell. Okay, I've got some things on me that we can lay a groundwork with. Literally lay the groundwork. And maybe we'll just go all the way over. Not quite to the fire break, because then it wouldn't be much of a fire break, would it? What are you looking at? Yeah, that's right. With a flick of my wrist, I can banish you. That's how easy it's gotten for me. Call it cheesy if you want, but we can fairly easily, within the rules of this mod, just kind of bring you inside and count this as a room. I did want to split this off anyway, and this will kind of give us the excuse we need to do so. Look at that! Levitation! Proof of the paranormal. Give me my check. I wanted to say Randy Newman. I don't think that's the Randy I'm thinking of. James Randy. That's who it was. Wow, we just got the opportunity to literally crawl out of bed. But it's still quite dim out. What? 417. I should be far enough away. We haven't had this issue in quite some time, not since the beginning of the mod. One, or maybe it was in here. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that might actually be just not good enough. Just barely. Let's try this. Oh, but what if the other one also counts then? Oh, I don't know. I may have actually gotten rid of my advantage just by doing that. Let's try sleeping. There we go. It always throws me off so much how this small bedroom at the end of the hall now opens up and into an entire new wing of the house. Like, that's something you never really get used to. But we have a ton of stone, and we can begin enclosing this space. Wow, parts of this have started to moss over even before we've really begun. If we put the calcite in here, we can't actually make anything different with it. I was kind of hoping that maybe we'd be able to do something with slabbing it up. But I guess we'll just grab onto these guys for now. And we'll probably just kind of want to make you guys all slabs as well. Just make the most out of you. Here we go, and things are starting to shape up. I'm not going to worry for a while about making this actually safe and, you know, not all dirt and sand underneath. But I think so long as the room is complete, this is going to be really cool. I think I got him. If not with one, then with the other. Oh my god, that is exciting. You know, I almost want a game that's just that now, you know, just trying to capture evidence of ghosts. And not in like a phasmophobia type of way, just like actually the thrill of the hunt. And make it really satisfying to get any little tidbit. Yep. There's always something, isn't there? Now let's head on through and start seeing about how we're going to structure these rooms. I'm just a huge fan of this layout. We have the visible but inaccessible upper floor over there. And then right here we have the invisible but very accessible area. I'm thinking maybe we go for something a little more open. Something which we can definitely consider to be multiple rooms. But what is this? Is this what the home design shows call open concept? There we go. And maybe this will just be like an overhang, you know? Make this like a hangout area. Because what's the point of it being secret if it's not comfy and cozy? Okay, well I definitely think we should have a nice carpeted area within this area here. You know, this is the sort of little seclusion hangout. We need something to make this over here feel a little bit more open, so I'm actually thinking we'll cut out all this. Trying to build in the middle of the night is like Black Hawk Down, I swear. Sun will be rising soon, so we've got to get this show on the road. Let's just expand a bit down here so that we have this blocked in. And yeah, when you just lower the floor like this, I don't know why, I've always found architecture like that to be really, really cool. And normally, here we go. Yeah, see, normally I don't think this would work. But we can apply carpets to slabs. Unfortunately, we don't have enough right now, but that's okay. We need to be under fire suppression, which means we may have to cheese this a little bit and place you right about here should work. Badoop. I just not only saw you, but realized you were mirroring my movements. You were jumping when I jumped. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, I'm just trying to finish off this roll so we can get this stuff developed, but we've still got several more pictures left. I don't know if it's going to happen this episode. Although, I suppose we don't have to wait. I mean, if we're this excited, right? There we go, and now we can... You're probably what was preventing me from sleeping. I mean, it makes sense, though, doesn't it? All those things troubling us out there. Those melt away when the morning sun arises. But you're the kind of thing that stays at the back of my mind. I know you're there, even when I can't see you. There's our wall completed at long last, and of course I'm gonna have to have some windows running along the top of this thing. I mean, what pool would be complete without letting some natural light in? But I have chosen a material for my ceiling, and that material is going to be this deep slate tile. Why? Because it's in abundance. And tell you the great thing about working on the roof of a pool, it's very, very easy to get down unscathed when you're done. Excuse me? No, 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 no. This is my roofing ghost. You seeing this? No, 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 sirs. How did you even get up there? Hey. Yeah, you all turning in unison? Screw you. Yeah, that's right. Oh. Yep, right this way, sirs. Yep, I got a bow that's a lot more powerful than yours, I assure you. Goodbye. Huh. This hole in the pantry roof is actually very convenient. See, everything sort of works out how it's supposed to. That's just how it is. And wow. In a funny turn of events, the only light getting into this room is from underwater where it goes beneath the surface. So I'm actually about to patch that, but hopefully we can get some good windows going. There we are. Now we've let some light in, and we'll probably end up having to get some sconces as well. If we can find some sea lanterns, we'll put some in the pool itself too. That way the water can glow. Maybe we could even go get some glowstone. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna patch this up with dirt. It is a huge security risk. It's really more like a moon pool in its current state. Still, I think this is looking quite nice, you know? Having this stairway down onto this large open chamber. And all in the interest of recreation. And, you know, it's just a side bonus that it can't burn down. And it can't burn down for many reasons. I feel like it should be brighter than this, though. I think it can and should be brighter than this. Give me a moment. Oh! Wait! Is, over here, did somebody just try to start a fire? Huh, this is probably just the first time we've been in range for it. Okay. Oh, lot of good science being done here. But I think that was you shaking your fist at me angrily in constructing this. Okay, we did learn that you will try to burn previous beds that we slept in. It's not always just the last one. Which, again, that's just from the fog science and not necessarily sleepless science, but it's still good science nonetheless. Plus, it's just cool to see something working, you know? Oh boy. But yeah, now there should be a lot more light in here, and I think we're just about ready to conclude this episode. Man, this house is really starting to get cool now, you know? Now that we've established ourselves, now that we've got all the resources we need, we can really start investing in, like, this, you know? The beautiful stuff, the fun stuff, the stuff that shows we're not going to be pushed around and forced to live in just a different wooden cube every night. The alignment of those with the windows on the other side is sort of bothering me a bit, although one offset inward from the outermost ones is actually pretty good. Never mind. In any case, I'm just gonna take a dip in my full suit of iron armor, come over here to the shallow end, and if you like this video, come on, jump in, the water's great. You're not an Enderman-related person, are you? And if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this mod out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Look at this. I gotta get myself an inner tube or something.